Globally, building stock is set to double by 2060, creating potentially devastating impacts on human well-being, for our climate, and on our urban spaces. At the Laudes Foundation, we work to transform the built environment sector by focusing on decarbonization efforts.
Finance is a particularly key issue to tackle as we align industry with Paris-proof pathways. We need to bring on board the might of institutional investors to solve Europe's 240 billion euros a year finance gap to upgrade its existing buildings.
We see finance as a really important enabler for the activities that decarbonise built environment, such as funding the retrofitting of homes or constructing net zero new builds.
The Coalition for the Energy Efficiency of Buildings creates a safe platform for financial institutions to innovate and works with partner organisations such as PCAF to ensure that there is coordination across the sector in developing new retrofit finance solutions.
The World Green Building Council is currently influencing policy through the Building Life Project. It involves whole life carbon policy roadmaps. And actually, those are a key output of our project because it demonstrates how EU buildings and policy can adopt those whole life carbon targets.
As Laudes looks at decarbonising Europe's building stock, excitingly, this provides us with lots of other opportunities to tackle issues like energy poverty, to drive the jobs agenda in a new construction economy.
We see that unless you have a just transition, unless you bring communities with you in the transition from high to low carbon, you have disenfranchised people. All forms of public and private finance are critical, and the ESG framework is pivotal. The problem is the E is much better understood than the S, and we really need to get human rights as the main framework for understanding the social impacts and getting that as a key element in all financial decision making at all steps of the built environment process.
The timber building transformation in Europe is just getting underway as people see the exciting potential of this low carbon material. But timber has exciting potential if we get it right, if we work deeply to make it truly circular, if we work deeply with forest communities. And at Laudes, we're here to support that happening.
If you cut down the trees and turn them into timber, which is when used in buildings, of course you regrow the trees. You can even, for each tree you cut down, you can plant 2 trees and so on. That means you do the trick again, and if you do it several times, actually, I call it a forestry construction pump. If you apply the pump 5 times in a century, for example, then you can continuously purify the atmosphere from CO2.
Philanthropy can play a dual role in helping convene and in helping de-risk and catalyse the types of financial solutions that will enable us to channel private capital at pace and at scale.
I cannot stress this enough. For people, for our planet, and for economies, inaction is simply not an option. But the good news is that built environment has the potential to do not only less harm, but actively regenerate our planet, climate, and human health.